What is up, hooligans? Happy freedom. Welcome to another episode of Coffee with Hooligans, where we try to make the news suck a little less. I appreciate all of you guys being here. If you got a like button, please hit that like button. More likes, more hooligans. We're going to read through the schedule really quick. We're going to go ahead and get everything started. Oh, well, of course, we'll read through the chats first. Then we'll get everything started. I just put together a brand new shirt that I'm going to show you guys in just a second. Hopefully you dig it, because I got another variation that'll be coming out in like a week or so. So we're going to be starting off with letting you know that President Trump will have a Trump rally in a place in Florida. I don't know what that word is. It looks like Hebrew. I don't know what it is. Someplace in Florida. The Orange Eagle will be present, and it's actually a Trump rally, which is pretty cool because we haven't had a solid Trump rally in a minute. He's been speaking live and all that stuff, but when it's not a rally, you only get an hour, hour and a half. Trump rally, you're looking 2.5, 3 hours of that Orange Eagle goodness. So we'll be doing that tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Like I said, he's in somewhere in Florida. There's more vowels than anything else in that word. I have no idea where that is. You got to ask Snooks. Okay, you gotta ask Snook. She lives in Florida, so she could say it out loud without her furniture floating. But not me. Sounds like voodoo in my head, so I'm not reading that out loud. I don't know where it is, okay? It's not as quaint as Yellow, Texas, okay? I don't know what this word is. Anyways, that's going on 7 p.m. Eastern time, but we're starting off this live with a video titled, "He should be the mayor of Scranton instead of the POTUS," talking to locals somewhere in Delaware, wherever Old Man Walter's from, asking their opinion about Old Man Walter. It's kind of humorous. I thought that would be a good way to start the show today, seeing that the locals don't even like him, and they all act like they got lead poisoning or something. Their brains aren't firing off that fast. I don't know what that's about. I don't live in Delaware. Anyways, then we have a video titled, "Jim Jordan drops bombshell report on DHS role in censorship before the 2020 thingamajig that I can't talk about because YouTube sucks." So that's a thing. Jim Jordan calling out. I think it's funny that they're coming out with all this evidence of censorship, of government overreach, and they're just sprinkling it on everything like salt. And they're just like, hey, by the way, did you know there's government corruption over here? Did you know that the government's been stepping on your First Amendment right? Did you know the government's been censoring you illegally? Yeah, we know. We could do something about it. Do something about it. That's all I want. I want some accountability. Sprinkle some accountability on there, and I'll start getting my hopes up. After that, we have a video titled, "3 pages of Nashville shooter's manifesto was leaked." Oh my God! It was leaked? Information that should be public information anyways was leaked? Weird. And they don't even mention Crowder. There's like this little tag at the bottom that's like, Mug Club something. They don't even mention him. They should have had him on the show. That's what they should have did. I said that to Candace Owens on Twitter earlier today. We'll see if her comment section eats me alive. That's what they normally do. I don't know why. Candace Owens is supposedly a conservative, but her fans are radicals, from what I can tell on Twitter. They act like a bunch of radicals. Anyways, then we have a video titled, "Michigan Town Votes Out Local Government After China-Affiliated Plant Was Approved." We've been covering that story off and on for months now. There's hardly any information that comes out about it because they want the CCP factory to slide through. They're supposed to be making EV batteries or something. I don't know what it is, but there's CCP coming with their own employees, and that doesn't help Michigan at all, let alone the entire country. So we'll be covering that, and then we'll be wrapping things up with a video titled, "Ivanka Trump set to testify in the civil fraud trial on Wednesday," which is today. Apparently there's nothing out about it yet. There was a bunch of videos of her arriving at the courthouse, but that's just something to look at. It's not really informational, but either way, we're going to cover that. They act like she's going to be the one to spill the beans, like she's going to narc on her dad or something. I don't know exactly what it is. They got their hopes real high. I assume it's going to be like everything else. They're going to get in, they're going to say, I don't know nothing, and then they're going to leave, and the court's will have wasted everybody's time and money for the third time on Trump's kids. That's how we're going to be wrapping everything up. I'm sure the comment sections are full of people asking about the press briefing right now. I am aware that the press briefing is on. I have to leave again today at 2:50. It'll probably be that way all week. So the press briefing's been sucking. lately. I don't know if you guys have like been watching the same press briefing as me, but as long as they're talking about the Middle East, it's a whole bunch of Captain Hot Dog fingers and then very little KJP, and then we wasted our time for an hour. And then we start the show. Then the show becomes 3 hours long, and the first hour of it is us sleeping and bitching about KJP. And I don't think it hurts us to just cut that part out. I know everybody wants the press briefing. Maybe we'll start it again next week. I don't know. But today, not covering it. Not covering it. So hopefully I just answered all those questions I haven't read yet. Now it's time to flip through the chat. Make sure everything's running smoothly. I'm going to show you guys this new t-shirt I just threw together. What's up, everyone, over on jeffmaclive.com? What's up, Annette? Happy Freedom. Appreciate you being here. Let's see. Flipping through. What's up, everyone, over on Rumble? What? What's going on here? Oh, okay. I thumbsed up my own video, and they were like, you can't do that. And then I refreshed the page. They were like, all right, it's fine. You can thumbs up your own video. Come on, Rumble. Don't do me like that. What's up, Snooks? What's up, Serum? What's up, Cheeseburger Row? What's up, Kevin? Happy Freedom, you hooligans. What's up, Lifelike? What's up, Shannon? What's up, Speedy Girl? Let's see. What's up, Disco? What's up, High Plains Drifter? What's up, TJ? Just flipping through really quick. What's up, Space Baby? What's up, SOS? What's up, Zero? What's up, Nana? What's up, Dawn? Happy Freedom, you hooligans. Serum, you ain't gotta call me gorgeous. Come on, it's too early for that. Okay? Don't spoil me with flattery, son. I assume you're not talking to me, but just in case. Thanks for the compliment, Serum. I appreciate it. Just, it's feeling it today. What's up, Disco? Happy Freedom. What's up, Miss Jamie? Now, I can't remember. Somebody was getting a hold of me about some hooligan chapstick, and they got to write me another email because I can't find that email, and I want to order a few of those things, some thingy things. I have some hooligan chapstick. Just remembered since I got through all the car stuff. My memory's coming back to normal. Things are straightened out. What's up, J Spray? Happy Freedom. What's up, Roy? Sliding through. Serum, keep it between us. My bad, Serum. I mean to put you out there like that. Oh, Odyssey. Are we running? Are we running? Are we walking? Are we falling off our bike? Are you going to give me an error message or what? What's going on here, Odyssey? Buffering. Okay. Let's try it again. Are we running? What's going on? Instead of loading the Odyssey screen when it's trying to figure things out, it just says like resolving. It's resolving, like there's always problems over there. I think we're running. What's up, everyone over on Odyssey if you're watching right now? What's up, everyone over on D Live? We should be running over here. Should be running or walking. Oh yeah, there we go. So I want to give a big shout out to Edward because I've needed to write D Live an email back for like 3 weeks now. They want to do a creator spotlight on me and everything we do. And they required a bio to tell others in the world who we are. And I just, for the life of me, cannot package up what exactly we do. I just can't summarize it. It's kind of like, do you guys like to have fun? You like to talk shit? You want to kind of know what's going on? Come join the hooligans. Like, that's kind of all I got. But Edward wrote a very well-written bio. And I don't know if he had AI assist him or what, but I thought it turned out really well. Wrote me the email probably a week or two ago, trying to help me out, but you know me, I got to stand in my own way. So I finally got to the email this morning, and I thought it was great. So big shout out to you, Edward. I really appreciate everything you do. I know I really suck at getting back to you, but I really appreciate you, and I hope you know that. So I did send D-Live an email today. And if they're not just tired of my bullshit, we should have a creator spotlight coming out pretty soon, which is pretty cool. I don't know what all that entails, but when I see it, of course, I'm going to share it. Just thought I'd mention that, and of course, shout out Edward, because he's a badass. What's up, everyone over on Kick? What's up, Tom Tom? What's up, Joe? What's up, Cash Flow? Happy Freedom, you hooligans. Appreciate you guys being here. I just thought of something, but I'll wait till I show you the shirts. What's up, everyone over on Twitch? Mr. Beansy Beans, you were first. Oh, Snooks was first over on Rumble, by the way. I seen she write that. So she was, hey, I'm number one, and you don't never say that. My bad, Snooks. You were number one on Rumble today, okay? You were the first one in. But over on Twitch, Mr. Beansy Beans, you were first today. Appreciate you being here. Oh, I bet that's where you got the idea, Snooks. I see you were number 2 over on Twitch. What's up, Red Wagon? What's up, Kirk Allen? Happy freedom. Thank you so much, Mr. Beansy Beans, for gifting a sub over on Twitch. And I appreciate you, Mr. Beansy Beans. Thank you. Appreciate you. Let's see. All right, what's up, everyone over on GoofTube? Let me get you this Rumble link really quick. Really quick. Every day I see 3 or 4 creators freshly banned from YouTube on Twitter crying, why doesn't YouTube like me? Every time I go out and make a video, they give me a strike or suspend me or ban my account. Because fuck YouTube, that's why. That's why. All day. Till they change their tone, that's how it's going to be. And I don't know why people don't understand that. They just keep coming back for more. Please. I know you gave me a right hook last time. Can we try an uppercut this time? Maybe it'll feel different. No. I don't need YouTube kicking my ass, and I don't know why people enjoy going over there and having that done to them. Every time I see it, I just repost that little complaint that poor creator is going through. And I go, hey, by the way, you should go to Rumble. You should just go to Rumble. I'm like this close to figuring out how to let other people go live on my website, and when that happens, I'm sending an invitation to everybody. I'm going to try and have Salty Cracker on there. I'm going to try and have Crowder on there. We're going to see if we can get AJ on there. Just be like, just stream through jeffmaclive.com. Just do that. That's where you're really free. That's where you're really free. Everybody should go check that out. If you're interested in seeing all the cool things we do on jeffmaclive.com, you have enough time right now. Click that link tree. Click the link at the top of the link tree. Go get your free week membership over there. And go watch the live on the website. It's the very best way to do things. So you should definitely go check that out. Right now is the perfect time to do it. But what's up, Toy Mafia? You were first over on YouTube. Appreciate you. What's up, Gregory? What's up, Alberto? What's up, Non-GMO? What's up, High Plains Drifter? Snooks, you were like 6th on YouTube. You got to be quicker than that, Snooks. What's up, Robert? What's up, ACB? What's up, Anthony? What's up, Melvita? Appreciate you being here. Happy freedom, all of you hooligans. It feels like Friday today, but it's Wednesday. What's up, JT3? What's up, Ohio Kyle? Ohio Kyle. I heard you guys got legal weed today. Although Ohioans, the people from Ohio, although they don't like Michiganders, and I guess Michiganders don't really like people from Ohio, don't include me there. I love all Americans. But I guess they got legal weed in Ohio, and people are all over my everything. I mean, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Gab, Getter. I mean, it goes on and on and on. There's people from Ohio like, yo, I'm smoking 5 blunts right now, and I'm doing it legally. Welcome to the club, guys. I think it's crazy that, like, the whole country isn't decriminalized at this point. It's like 48 of the states have legal weed right now. Welcome to the club, Ohio. Glad you guys caught up. What's up, Patriot Roy? What's up, Crystal Clear? What's up, Tommy? Actually, let me see. Oh, I can't find it now. I'll do it after live. Never mind. Can't say your name. We'll go with Nuts. What's up, Miss Nuts? Appreciate you being here. You guys, what is your names? You don't want me to say your name out loud? Tiz Legel? I don't know if that's how you're saying name, but I appreciate you being here. What's up, Larry? Appreciate you. What's up, Find It, Fix It? What's up, Stone Cold? All right, hooligans. Oh, what's up, Cassandra? Appreciate you sliding through. Actually, thank you so much, Cassandra, for all the support. I just got the notification right before live. Almost slipped my brain. Appreciate you so much, Cassandra. More than you know. More than you know. All right, hooligans. So this is why I'm excited to show you guys. Boom, there's the brand new shirts. 2A all day until I die. Making bold statements out there. You are not taking our guns, okay? You can say all the reasons you want to, but we're not going to let you take our guns. And we're making bold statements out here. Got angels with ARs, okay? That's how we're doing things. 2A all day. We have another form of this shirt that's going to come out in a week. So if this isn't quite fitting you, or if it is and you'd like a pair, right? Get a pair. This next one's coming out in a week. Very similar to this, but it's 2A all day until I die. Let them know where you stand. Let them know. And so we got this just like everything else. T-shirts, tank tops, stickers, coffee mugs. zipper hoodies, pullover hoodies, all that good stuff. And for the ladies, of course, I've given you guys feminine colors. And for the guys, we got some reds and some blues and some grays. Try to keep everybody happy, because not everybody likes to wear all black like I do. I don't know if that's a Michigan thing or what. I will be purchasing it in black, but there is a variety of colors for all of you hooligans that would like to wear something other than black. And of course, if that ain't your style, can't go wrong with a Screaming Goat. Everybody loves the Screaming Goat. Same thing. Tank tops, t-shirts, shirts for men, shirts for women. You got boobies, you don't got boobies, we got shirts for you. Okay, I'll be dropping that link in the chat while we're watching this first video. Now, this lady looks like she's screaming at us. Don't be scared. She's probably not a Democrat. But we're starting off as titled, "He should be the mayor of Scranton instead of POTUS."
I'm Charlotte McBride here in Scranton, Pennsylvania, outside the childhood home of President Joe Biden. On Election Day in 2020, he came back here, went inside, and wrote a message on one of the walls that simply said, "From this house to the White House." He's up for re-election again in 2024, so we decided to come here to Scranton, his hometown, walk the streets, and ask the people here what they really think about their president. How do you feel about our current president?
He's okay.
He needs to get the hell out of the White House. He's ruined this country. This country's in a hole.
He's pretty much the kind of guy who should be a mayor of Scranton instead of president of the United States.
What would you like to see him do moving forward?
I don't know. I would like to see him try again with student debt. I would like to see him
prostitute
work on our healthcare system.
He's running the country. That's cool.
Yeah, have you seen some of the videos circling of him falling and stumbling?
I have seen those, yeah.
Do you feel like he's maybe too old to be president?
I think all the politicians are too old. We need young people in there.
I want to ask you, he has said, "You're not black if you don't vote for me."
And I thought to myself, you about to find out.
Does it worry you thinking that there could be a whole nother 4 years with Biden as president?
I feel if he'd be a president again, I don't know where America gonna be.
I'm not saying like we don't like him, that we appreciate for this thing that he did, but like he needs to do a better job. Like you could do a good job and a better job. Like he needs to do a better job. Like what Trump did was better than what he's doing right now.
Do you feel that he represents the people of his hometown of Scranton well?
Hell, no. He's not even from here. He only been here, what, for 2 years and since he was a little kid? No. Get him out of here.
Do you feel like our country was better when Trump was in office?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so I'm a transgender person, so I personally believe that Trump has a lot out for people in the LGBTQ plus community. However, he has done a lot of good for socio-economical growth, and I can't blame him for being that way because he is a businessman. He knows what America needs at heart, which is economical growth.
Would you vote for him again?
Biden? No. I'd vote for Trump. I'm a veteran, and Trump's a big veteran proponent, so absolutely.
I'm probably more of like a third-party ticket, looking for alternatives to the two-party system.
So I think it's safe to say you would not vote for him in 2020.
Hell, no. I'm voting for Trump.
If it was between Trump and Biden, who's your pick?
No comment, but not Biden. So.
Well, I thought that'd be a good way to start the live. Those people in Scranton, like I said, they look like they lick lead paint. I don't know. They're all a little goofy. I don't know if they just picked those people out specifically, but it didn't really matter who they said they were going to vote for. They all look like they've been sucking on mercury or something. I don't know what's going on. It's not the way they look, it's the way that they talk. It's the processing happens too slow, and so they're just like like moving in slow motion. Especially those two younger guys, those black dudes they were interviewing and stuff. They were just kind of like, well, you know, maybe you could be doing good, but then you could be doing like better, right? Like better's up here, but good is down here. This is bad down here, but like right here is good, but up here that'd be better. Yeah, bud, we know what better is. We know, you poor kid. Like, damn, you don't have school there. You guys were out there being raised with the chickens, weren't you? Just out in the field somewhere. That's too damn bad. I don't know Never been to Scranton or anything like that, but those people they interviewed, didn't matter what side they were on, they just looked like, I don't know, they've been drinking mercury water bottles or something. Anyways, I thought that was hilarious, especially the lady was like, fuck no, I'm voting for Trump all day. And then there was a couple guys that changed their mind. They're like, yeah, no, I probably won't vote for the blue team again. They've been just screwing everything up. Then they had one idiot who was like, well, I'd like to see Trump go after the student loans again. What part of unconstitutional don't you understand? Like, you shouldn't be allowed to vote, okay? You should have to take a test, and if you don't pass, you're still in high school because high schoolers can't vote. And you should just be locked in the high school until you can figure it out. Because I swear to God, people just don't know what's going on. And then the guy at the end there who's like, well, I'm kind of a third party guy. Sorry, dude. I don't think Bernie's running again. I don't think we have a socialist candidate for you to vote for this time. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that the Asian math dude and Bernie Sanders, who wanted to give you free money just for being an American, they're not running this term. Sorry. Sorry there's no free money for you, buddy. I don't know. And when people say third party, I wish that they were talking about somebody that made sense. Someone who didn't pick sides, kind of like I don't pick sides. But it always ends up being somebody who wants socialism. Anybody who's like, they're either not a radical blue team guy, and they're not some cut dry conservative farmer type, then they're like, I want a third party guy because I want free money and I don't want to have to work. And it's like, fuck you, dude. Like, no, that's not the American way. Just get the hell out of here. It's never anybody with a brain. They're always like, well, you know, see, the blue team, they want to use the money to kill babies. See, the red team, they want to use the money to build churches and build schools and make America great again. And see, I just kind of want $1,000 every week because I'm alive and I live here. No, sorry, buddy. That's not going to happen, okay? It's not going to happen. We're not going to pay for you to exist because the prisoners get those little doll hairs too. That was the biggest thing about the Asian guy that was running. I can't think of his name. My buddy wanted to vote for him. I can't remember who he is. But he wanted to give $1,000 to every American every month for no reason. And that included inmates and prisoners. Like, why the hell do they deserve $1,000 every month of taxpayer money when their food and clothing and housing right now is off of taxpayer money? They're already in prison. They're already incarcerated one way or another. We're going to give them $1,000 a month on top of that? Yeah, you might be able to buy a lot of commissary. I mean, I don't know how much hot Cheetos you need, like, but what the hell? I mean, I would actually want that over sending the money to the Middle East or sending it to the blue and yellow country and all this. I guess I would still rather pay American prisoners than do that, than send checks over the seas. But still, there's no free money. You need to earn the things that you want, or you don't deserve them. And that's just my opinion on it. But anyways, we're going to read through the chat really quick before moving on to this next video. This next one's titled, Jim Jordan drops bombshell report on DHS's role in the censorship before the 2020 election. Let's see. Hair Juicer got a roller coaster today. Boss Man says, surprise, 4-day weekend, fellas. Oh, by the way, someone died on the job Monday, so don't any of y'all do that on my watch. Well, I mean, that's kind of considerate, right? Like, he doesn't want you guys to die. That's probably not the nicest way to say it, but that's, you know, that's something. But yeah, congratulations on your day off, Hair Juicer. Hopefully you didn't need any overtime or, you know, 40 hours or whatever you needed. Sometimes having a day off sucks, and sometimes it's good. And I don't know where you're at. Hopefully it's a good day off for you, though. Let's see. And he might have been an independent person, but he should have said so. Yeah. And I mean, my grandma used to try and go independent every once in a while, and she wasn't ever asking for free money or anything like that. But when I talk to people in real life and they're like, yeah, I wish Bernie would have won, or I wish the Asian dude would have won. I wish I could remember his name instead of referring to him as the Asian dude. But they're always saying that, and it's always followed up by, I could really use the money. Well, figure it out, man. You just waiting for politicians to give you extra money? Do you know what they do when we're not watching them? They hurt little kids, okay? Don't ask those people for money. They're not giving you free money. Like, cut that out. Cut that out. They always want a free check. And I'm like, nah. No. Stop asking for free money. Ask yourself, what can you do to earn some money? That's what you got to do. Sell some toes on the internet or something, but you just asking for free money. Yes, Katum. Andrew Yang, or whatever his name was. Yang Gang and all those guys. Free money. Free 1K check every month. Yeah, that sounds great. You know that inflation will happen, though, and people are like, no, that $1,000 a month, that's not going to cause inflation. They're not going to charge us taxes on that. They're going to give it to us because they like us. Nah, it's not how the government works. Let's see. It's reading through. Yeah, Disco. Andrew Yang. That's what I was talking about. The Asian guy. Like he's the only one out there or something. That guy. Let's see. Reading through. Simply Witchy RFK is third party. I thought he was running his blue team. Or has he just always been blue team? That's what I don't know. I know that he was being questioned in front of Congress or somebody because he made some comments they didn't like, and I guess there was some pretty radical comments. I don't know. I didn't hear it or see it or read it or any of that stuff, so I don't know. But when I asked who RFK was, a lot of people were like, oh, he's blue team. He makes a lot of sense. His voice sounds like shit, but he's blue team. And so I wasn't really sure because I'm seeing red people saying that they would choose him, but he's blue team because of the things he says they agree with. And so I don't quite know. I didn't know he was independent or whatever. Let's see. Just reading through. Speedy Girl, the lady in the red made me laugh. She was pro-Trump all day. All day. Silver Wolf. Yeah, the more you engage with the live, the more of these badges you'll get. The whales are donations. The red towers means that you're a member over on Rumble. Well, you're a member on Rumble and on Locals because you join the membership program through Locals. I wish they would simplify that because I feel like a lot of hooligans don't join the membership program on Rumble because they don't want anything to do with Locals. They don't understand what Locals is. But you have to go through that in order to have a membership on Rumble. And it's not described very clearly. Even to me, it's not very clear exactly how all this works. Trying to figure out what you guys are talking about. Somebody's being charged with something. Being charged as a terrorist. I don't know. Derby, the screaming goat is me after some hot tacos. I don't know. I like spicy tacos. It's been a while. Actually, that sounds weird. See, I'll just shut the hell up. Them spicy tacos. Then you got to go see the health department afterwards. You're like, I had some spicy tacos last night and now my meat won't stop burning. Anyways. So reading through. Cassandra with the screaming goats over on D Live. I can't ever tell how many people are watching on D Live, and this is going to sound really sad, but it doesn't go below 5. So if there was 2 or 3 people watching on D Live, I wouldn't even know because it always says 5. And that annoys the piss out of me. I don't know why. Tom, I'm into pronouns now. Let me she them titties. Oh, see, that's a good one. That's a good one. That's going to piss some blue-haired woman off. I can see it now. Joe, but it's still against federal law. Yeah. I'm not sure. Ohio went legal weed, but I think there were some other states too. And it's probably just because I'm in Michigan. They keep showing me all these Ohio people. But I want to say there was another state that went legal weed also. But yeah, it's still federally illegal. So what happens, and if you're in Ohio right now, don't do this stupid shit. Because everybody did that in Michigan 15 years ago when our stuff went legal. Because our stuff's been legal since like 2008. But don't go out there and do dumbass shit like it's cigarettes. Okay, it's not cigarettes. So don't go smoking in your car. Don't try and smoke down the sidewalk. Don't try and blow a joint in the face of an officer and smile and think you're going to get away with it. You will not. They will beat you the fuck up on camera. Okay, I've seen it so many times. Don't do that. Okay. And then when you can go out and get the equipment to grow and do all that kind of stuff, be careful with that too. Read the damn law. Don't ask your buddy. Don't have your uncle tell you what it says. Read the law. It is very simple, okay? It is wrote very plain because they know people that smoke weed are not going to go Google what these words mean. So it is usually wrote very plain what you're allowed to have, what you're not allowed to have, and follow the law and read it yourself. Because otherwise, those Black Hawk choppers come flying over and they infrared your house, and they can tell if you're growing weed in there or not. And if they think for a heartbeat of a second that you're growing more than you should, or you have more ready processed weed ready to go and smoking all that stuff, and you have more than you should, they will raid your house. I swear to God they will, and it's a terrible thing to go through. And people die because of that all the time. So don't just go out there and act like an asshole, because it makes weed look worse than it already looks. Be smart about it, okay? Don't be a victim. Because I still see it happen here in Michigan. Like I said, it's been legal since like 2008. Be smart about it. Let's see. Joe, if the Palestinian supporters don't vote for Old Man Walter, who do they plan on voting for? I don't have an answer. I don't even know where Palestine is. I know East Palestine and Ohio, right? Like, if we're not talking about that, I don't know where that place is. So anybody that's like pro outside of America, I don't have an answer for that. I assume they don't vote. They've turned their wiener inside out. They don't plan on having children that they're not hurting. And that's all. I try not to think anymore about it. It just goes downhill from there. So I assume they don't vote. They just participate in the cheating, if anything. Let's see. Reading through. Half these comments I'm reading I can't even say out loud. YouTube's watching. It's a secret. It's just between me and you guys. Shunt. Palestine is the whole region Israel occupies. I don't know where Israel is. I live in America, and I don't pay attention to that stuff. I keep my nose out of it. Whatever's going to happen over there is going to happen over there. Until it happens here, I'm not even looking over there. People are crying about shit that it's not even their problem. Like, it's like people starving and being homeless and being uneducated, but they got time to be in the streets screaming about Middle Eastern problems. I don't understand that, and so I just stay the hell away from it. I get links and stuff here like, oh, there's 1 billion protesters out in Washington, and then I go watch for a couple seconds, and they're like, woo woo, Palestine, whatever, And then I'm like, no, there's no fires or fighting yet, and then I just go on minding my own business. When the fires start, we'll go ahead and cover it, okay? Because I don't care who the hell you vote for or who you're pro or not pro for, but you're not going to burn America down, okay? And if you are, we're going to put your ass on camera and we're going to go display it for the whole world and hope to God that some accountability rains down on you for burning down America. But until that happens, I just go check on it. No fire yet. No more people dying in the streets. No, okay. We'll come back. Because I'm sure it'll get there. We got to get closer to election season before the fires and the blood and the stuff starts. They've already killed 2 people in these protests, but it's all been done off camera. It's been really quick, slight things that happen. As far as I could tell, they're all old people, so it's not like there was a lot that happened prior to the old person being victimized by these radicals. But when they do start burning shit down, yeah, we'll cover it. But until then, nah, I'm not getting involved in that bullshit. I know a lot of it has to do with religion, and I know exactly where talking about religion gets you. So as long as it's just religion and no fires, I'm staying the hell out of it. Anyways, yeah, I appreciate you being here, Ohio Cow. Let's see. Cassandra, you would think after all the stimulus checks caused all the inflation, people would learn. Not when they're looking for free money. They look back to those stimulus checks and they're like, man, I could use a couple more of those. I didn't even want them. Like when I was getting them, they sat on the counter forever because I didn't even want to cash them. I was like, I don't want this government money. And I thought they were going to tax us for it, which I don't think they did necessarily, but I do believe that it took part in inflation for sure. All right, so we're going to move on to this next one. It's titled Jim Jordan Drops Bombshell Report on DHS's Role in Censorship Before the 2020 Election. Like I said earlier, I'm glad that they're talking about government overreach because it's happening and it's unconstitutional. But I wish somebody would do something about it. It's like we know now everybody's starting to, catch up to us. They're starting to get up to speed here with what we've known for years now. Almost like pretty soon it'll be like a half a decade we've known what's going on here. And it's great to see normies waking up to it. But man, I wish they would do something about it. Anyways, let's get it started.
Speaking of the House Judiciary Chair Jim Jordan just revealing new emails that show DHS, Department of Homeland Security, created a disinformation group at Stanford University before the 2020 election, which worked with big tech to police speech on college campuses.
Yeah, one email from the group said, quote, "We just set up an election integrity partnership at the request of DHS and CISA and are in weekly comms to debrief about disinfo." Fox News contributor, columnist for The Messenger, Joe Concha joins us now. Joe, if you think about what DHS was created, when it was created post 9/11, and what it is intended to do, and now look at what it has been doing behind the scenes with speech. I mean, what do you think about all of this?
Department of Homeland Security. And we see what's going on at the U.S. southern border. Not a lot of security down there. And obviously then getting involved in the speech game seems outside of its purview. And what this report shows us is something that we already knew, that there was collusion between social media and traditional media heading up to the 2020 election. We even had people that work in this building who were suppressed and censored, including Sean Hannity, contributors Molly Hemingway, Newt Gingrich. Even the Babylon Bee, which is a satirical site, had to be censored because they were so effective with their messaging. And when you think about that 2020 election and how close it was in terms of the Electoral College, Georgia, Arizona, Wisconsin, all by far less than 1 percentage point decided those states. If they go the other way, Donald Trump is your president. Here's the challenge now for the GOP. When you look at the homepages of the New York Times, Washington Post, CNN.com, as I did today on my way in here, you don't find one story out of dozens on what Jim Jordan exposed yesterday. So it's just more bias of omission, censorship and suppression, because they know they're culpable in all of this.
Well, Jim Jordan went on to say the censorship industrial complex is bigger than he originally thought. And I know we have to move on, but what stood out to me from what Jim Jordan exposed, DHS said it could not openly endorse a system to flag misinformation, so it got Stanford to do it for them. That should really raise a lot of concerns when it comes to our college and university system, even more so than what we've seen, or equally as so with what we've seen with the anti-Semitic response there on our college.
Stanford is the Ivy League of the West, right? But they did the dirty work.
Speaking of anti-Semitism, the House advancing a...
Well, I let that run a little bit longer than I was intending to, but either way, like I said, it's great and all that they're bringing it up, and they're like, oh yeah, by the way, you are being censored by the government. It's not just community guidelines getting you on these social platforms. No, the government's actually reaching out and telling those people to pull your shit down. Well, I'm glad that we're raising awareness on this, but nobody's doing anything. And it really makes me wonder how this Georgia trial stuff's going to go with the Orange Eagle. Because what if the Orange Eagle puts all that evidence up there and shows that 2020 ain't like the normies and the blue team says it is, or how they think it is, right? They're going to be seeing some eye-opening things. But what if they see it and then they go, okay, and then nothing happens? Like, what if Trump wins the trial? They're like, oh, wow, yeah, he did provide all this evidence saying that 2020 didn't go the way that they claim it did. Weird. And then we just keep moving forward and we don't do anything about 2020. Or we don't do anything about the machines that messed up 2020. Or, so on and so forth. All the things that went wrong. I got to be careful with how I say this stuff because YouTube's watching. But you know what I mean. All the footage that we covered, all the videos that we seen, all the evidence that we covered, hundreds of hours worth of covering these hearings and stuff back in 2020. They put that out on the table. What if everybody views it and they go, wow, this is real evidence. Something really did happen in 2020. And they go, yeah. So anyways, we'll be voting in 2024. Make sure you go up to the machine that's going to duplicate your votes and do all this other crap. Like, what if they don't do anything about it? That's what scares the hell out of me. Like, it's great, they're raising awareness, government's been overreaching. Okay, but what are we gonna do about it? We need to do something about it. People need to be held accountable. I don't know. Scares the hell out of me. I'm gonna read through the chat a little bit before we move forward. The next one's about the leaked manifesto, and hopefully YouTube doesn't give me any crap over it, because I'm not reading out the manifesto, but man, they are banning everything that is connected to it. The last 5 or 6 accounts that I've seen get banned, who are on Twitter right now crying about it, all showed something that had to do with the manifesto. and it got taken down. I'm gonna look it up because all these people are getting hit with the same community guideline, and it doesn't make any sense. And I'm pretty sure I just retweeted it, so I should be able to find it. Oh yeah, I always forget that we're live on Twitter. If you're watching on Twitter right now, which it says nobody is, you should definitely be retweeting live. Eventually, Elon's going to do something so lives and videos have their own space on Twitter. I'm kind of excited about that. So, people are being hit. This individual right here, which obviously I'm not going to show her because that's against community guidelines. Can't show people who are currently suspended from YouTube on YouTube, even if they're not a part of the show. Anyways, they got hit with this, saying they broke the violent criminal organization policy just for talking about the manifesto. And I mean, who knows what all they did? I didn't watch their show, or I don't even know who that person is. But they got hit, and it's like the 5th or 6th account that I've seen get hit with that exact community guideline being outlined as what was broken. So hopefully we can make it through this next video without any issues. It is already on YouTube, so me showing it on YouTube shouldn't be wrong. But if you see that I'm not here tomorrow on YouTube, just know they got me for some bullshit that everybody else can do but me. Let's see. It's reading through. Hair Juicer, you're good. Cassandra. Why are you guys talking about WWE? Oh yeah, and the last time I watched WWE was right before it went from WWF to WWE. As soon as they stuck the E at the end, I was like, I'm done. I'm done. I used to watch the Hardy Boys and all that stuff. Before Kane removed his mask and all that. I used to be big into that. I mean, I was also like 13, but I used to be big into that stuff. Hair Juicer still got to work today. Sounds like it was a workplace accident. Don't have details yet. It was a neighboring factory. I don't know. That stuff used to freak me out. Going to work and they'd be like, yeah, did you hear so-and-so died on 3rd shift? And I'm like, no. They were like, well, they're operating your machine. I'm like, oh, well, that's great. They're like, yeah, but they cleaned it off. It's all good. Can I call in? I don't want to do this. I don't want to. You guys had someone die here. I don't want to be a part of that. Like, we got to wait for that to kind of clear up before I come back. I don't know. That stuff always freaked me out. I don't know. Hopefully you don't have to go through anything too hard today, Hair Juicer. Let's see. Proud American, yeah. Yep, it's about the Nashville shooter. Crystal, of course, is true. That's why they didn't want it released. They confirmed yesterday that it was true. I want to say it was the mayor of Nashville. They're trying to investigate how Crowder even got the information. Salty Cracker mentioned yesterday that he thinks that they're going to try and arrest Crowder for it. And I don't know any more than that. It's all he say, she says. I seen it on Twitter kind of stuff. But they're all bent out of shape about it, and it's because of the agenda. Anybody that you see that has been out of shape about the manifesto being released is because they're a part of the agenda. They want you to believe that these shapeshifters out here are God's gift to the earth, and we should all try and be more like them and sacrifice your children to them and all that stuff, because they're just the bee's knees. And they're not. They're a bunch of mental patients running around acting all crazy, being overglorified. That's the reality of the situation. And the manifesto is just proof of that. It's the fruits of their labor. And they don't want you to read it because they don't want you to know what you already know. That's the dumb part about it, is we already know. We know they're mental cases. We know that. Show us the stuff that they write behind closed doors. Oh, nah. They don't want you reading that stuff. Reading through the journal of a psychopath. No. Because then it's just confirmation that you know what you know, and what you know is correct. They're a bunch of mental cases. What's up, Gonzo? Appreciate you being here. Happy freedom. Speedy Girl, 2 Nashville police have been fired. I'll have to look into it. But I know they're trying to lock that down. They're saying it could be another year before that stuff is actually officially released. They don't want it getting out. Something weird is going on in Nashville. Like the mayor wants it all hushed up and stuff. Nashville needs a new mayor. He's obviously in on it. He probably shapeshifts on his own. Reading through the chat. You guys talking about the Middle East, but I don't know anything about it. Well, anyways. Disco. I just watched the clips. I don't really have time to watch other people. Like, I've never seen a whole show of Salty. I've never seen a whole episode of Crowder. I just don't have time. And we talk about a lot of the same things, and sometimes we have different opinions about it. And that's a lot of time and energy being dedicated to that when I kind of do the same thing. So, I don't know. When they make short videos, I go and watch them to see, you know, what's going on and stuff. But like in this instance, Crowder was like the first one to break the manifesto, which is why it's such a big deal right now. The news outlets are saying, they're talking about how like the information shouldn't have been allowed to get out. And they're trying to figure out who leaked it. And we'll talk about it after the next video. We're doing all the talking. We're putting the, what does Kirby Hot Dog Fingers say? Putting the carriage before the horse or whatever. That's what we're doing. We gotta wait till cover the video before we talk more on it. Tom, I bought my kids quads with it, with the stimulus check. Wow, that's money well spent. Heck yeah. Get the kids some quads. I bet they're having a blast on that. Kids like to go fast, and they understand if you're not first, you're last. Find it, fix it. There was an explosion, a chemical explosion in Texas a few hours ago. I seen something about it, but I don't know. I don't know any details on it. Ohio College, the police, I think, sold the information. One of the two officers that are involved. I seen Crowder post that they did not pay for the information that they received. And that seemed really sketchy to me. I was like, yo, I've never had to admit anything like that. I've never had to be like, hey guys, the information I got, I didn't buy it. I was like, is there laws on that? Like, I don't even know. I don't even know anything about that kind of stuff. Back in 2020, we had people sending us their testimonies and stuff. People who were sworn in during the election hearings back in 2020, sending us their transcripts and all of that kind of stuff. Their personal account of what happened for... I got to be careful how I word everything. Stupid YouTube communist guidelines. But people who were there when Americans went to vote, and they ended up having to testify under oath and stuff like that. They were sending us their testimonies through email and stuff. Screenshots of it. I even had people offering to mail me like their pages of their testimony and stuff. And it's like, I never had to pay for it. I never even asked for it. It just kind of happened. Just fell in our lap. People want the information to get out. And they know that I'm honest, and so they give me the information because they know that I'll get it out one way or another. Community guidelines be damned. That's how we do things. What's up, Sam? Happy freedom. Appreciate you sliding through. So we're going to get on to this next one because we're eager to do it. It's titled 3 pages of Nashville Shooter's Manifesto has been leaked. Oh no. It's been leaked. We're going to hear from the mind of a psychopath. I don't know. Them covering it up is bad news. And I feel bad because I thought like Nashville was like a good place to be, but the way that they're trying to hide this information really makes me wonder about the local government there. Let's get it started.
Fox News confirming images of the Covenant School Shooters Manifesto that were leaked to the public are in fact authentic.
The 3 leaked pages showed the shooter, who murdered 3 children and 3 adults in Nashville in March, expressing rage at white privileged kids, writing in part, quote, "Want to kill all you little crackers, bunch of little blanks with your white privileges. Can't believe I'm doing this, but I'm ready. I hope my victims aren't. I hope I have a high death count."
Now, the national media largely ignoring the story with 0 minutes of coverage in morning shows on CNN, MSNBC, ABC, CBS and NBC.
Joining us now with reaction, the Dana Show radio host, Dana Lash. Dana, always great to see you. Lawsuits were filed by the National Police Association, the Tennessee Firearms Association, calling for the public release of these writings left behind this trans murderer, and they were instead leaked. Why has the public not seen this? Why were they hiding it? Now they're all outraged that these pages were leaked.
Yeah, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Is why it took a year to get 3 pages. Why it's taken this long to get 3 pages. I mean, they should have released this from the very beginning, because honestly, this is kind of what we all suspected, number one. But number two, I think part of the reason, to answer your question, as to why they didn't release it, I think it's because it destroyed 2 narratives. You had the narrative about trans terrorism with radical gender activism, but you also had the narrative about gun control. And everything that was said in the wake of this horrific tragedy, you would think that law enforcement, you would think that these agencies would be further compelled to release it. I mean, remember the Tennessee 3 that were invited to the White House and that disrupted proceedings in the state capitol and made this huge, they turned it into a civil rights stance on the backs of these victims. This was all due to what happened at this school. They were calling for gun control. They were calling for limiting all of our rights based upon assumptions that they were making. And you know, when you don't have a motive, when you don't have a clearly written manifesto as this murderer left behind, I mean, then everyone can fill in the blanks and then they can push whatever agenda they want to push. Now they're all mad because they have to talk about it because pages were released. And I have to add, I did see where the mayor had said that they need to investigate and see who leaked this and why it was leaked. I think they need to investigate why people were stonewalling, being transparent with the public.
You know, I look at this and oftentimes if you're a Republican or a conservative-leaning shooter, this information flows out almost immediately. But because this shooter was talking about white privilege, and this would point you then to the media, the schools, the Democrat Party, all of a sudden, because it's their ideology that was used in the shooter's mind, all of a sudden they have to keep it under wraps so we can't see the viewpoint of the shooter.
Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, if there's a discussion of privilege to be had, let's talk about the privilege that this murderer has enjoyed. This murderer enjoyed the privilege of actually trying to get public sympathy on behalf of the movement that they claim to represent at the expense of victims. You know, some of the stuff, Dagan and Sean, as you were both recounting in the 3 pages of this, saying that these students were little crackers and that they had white privilege and all of this other stuff. I mean, this murderer had that privilege, and this murderer, while it was described that she hated everyone, she wanted to be a man, she hated everyone, she didn't target everyone. She targeted a Christian school, she targeted Christian families, and she targeted the most vulnerable amongst them, the children. And then afterwards, there was actually a pastor in the community that compared her to Jesus. There were people who came out and said, we need to really patrol the Christian community and make sure that nothing happens to these activists in the trans community. That is privilege, if we're going to discuss privilege. None of the families were invited to the White House. That's privilege. That's the Tennessee 3 privilege. So I think it's interesting how she viewed herself as the victim, this monster, when she was the boogeyman in everybody's nightmare. And the fact that it wasn't accurately reported like that, that's privilege.
Dana Lash, thank you so much. And the big old media, nary a peep, won't touch it because it doesn't fit their narrative either.
Dana Lash.
Dana Lash, thank you so much.
Well, they're all bent out of shape. Secret's out. That ain't even a secret. That's the most annoying part, is that you already know the truth. This is just confirmation, and really it's not surprising at all. It's not surprising at all. Even though the harsh things that were wrote in the manifesto, there wasn't any part of it that it was like, wow, I never thought a person of this sort would say things like that. No, there was never a time when I watched the video of Crowder reading it out loud and stuff. The whole thing was like, yeah, that's exactly how I thought that person would talk, how they would behave, how they would feel about others. They're mentally ill. You can see it in their in the way that they appear to you, the way that they want you to call them pronouns and all these things instead of just addressing them as a person. They don't even see themselves as a person. they're a donkey or something. Like, it's just the mumblings of a psychopath. Yep. And to be all bent out of shape that it leaked. It shouldn't have leaked. It should have just been public information. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. And I love the whole white privilege thing. I've always loved that. That's fantastic. I seen a video earlier saying that the reason that there's housing problems and homeless people is because all the white people showed up and bought all the houses. Because you could just buy houses with being white. See, and I called the bank. And I gave them a picture. I sent them a selfie. And I said, hey, you could tell what's going on here. Trying to cash in some of this privilege real quick because I need a house to live in. I got a giant cat, okay? He's too big for the apartment. I need a house. They were like, I'm sorry, that ain't going to work out. So I don't know what the hell they were talking about. I think the deal expired or something. I don't know if I'm running out of privilege. I'm not quite sure, but I couldn't get a house with it. So I'm still trying to figure out what to do with all this privilege I guess I have here. I haven't figured it out yet. You guys find out. You let me know. You let me know because I haven't found it yet. So we're going to read through the chat really quick. We got 2 more videos left. And I got about 40 minutes or so still left to hang out. This next one's talking about how a Michigan town had voted out the local government after China-affiliated plant was approved. And that's a follow-up to a follow-up of a follow-up because they keep trying to bring the CCP here to Michigan. Nobody wants that. What's up, 10 Man? Happy freedom. Appreciate you sliding through. Hair juicer, it's not real. It's not real. We're going to figure out who leaked this. Wait, what? Yeah, exactly. This is information that people have been wanting. I mean, just imagine if we got the flight log from Maxine, whatever, you know, with the island and all that stuff. They don't want that information to get out. They let that leak. They're going to be saying all of it's fake. They'll probably turn off the internet for a week or 2 if that happened. They don't want anybody communicating if that happened, but that's what I'm waiting for. I want to see that kind of stuff leak. We'll see. We'll see. And that they stalled because it doesn't fit their narrative. Yep, absolutely. 10 Man, Tennessee 3 my ass, 3 Stooges more like it. Yeah, and they were calling about racism and all that stuff, hooting and hollering on the floor. I can't remember who they are. The one guy is like an ex-BLM activist or some stupid shit. And the one is a white woman who was, they were saying that she was saying what she was saying because she's white and was saying bad stuff about them because they're black. And it all became a skin color thing. And then all of them got exempt from the things they were saying and from stalling on the House floor and pretty much causing an insurrection according to the scared people. And then they were all just exempt. They were, oh, it's a skin color thing. Oh, are you guys sorry? And everybody's like, yeah, we're real sorry. And they were like, oh, okay, we'll just let you come back and keep acting like assholes. And then they got a whole bunch of media coverage for it. And now they're the Tennessee 3. And they got to go to the White House and everything else. Oh, yeah, they're so brave. Stupid. So stupid. Reading through. Sam, I like crackers. I don't even know why that person wrote that. What does anybody know what the person actually is? Because I know that there was like, it was real blurry if that person was born with a wiener or not. And they were just calling it her on that video we watched. And I'm not taking anything they say for any more than a grain of salt because they could be using their pronouns. I want to know, what was that thing? What was the Nashville shooter? Was it born with a wiener or not? Because I'm not going to call it a her if it's not. It's talking about those crackers. Oh yeah, said the white person. Just so stupid. So stupid. So stupid. That stuff makes me laugh. And what's really funny is that people think that it hurts white people's feelings to say that kind of stuff. And so whenever I get encountered with that, I just laugh. I just laugh. A lot of you guys know, like, my stepdad's black. My sisters and brothers are all black. I mean, not all of them. I got white. We got a little bit of everything in my family. And my family is like small America right there. There's just a little bit of everybody. But they used to do that, right? Come in the house and be like, you don't know, you're a cracker. No, I guess. I guess. Whatever's whatever. And it would just make me laugh, and they would laugh because we don't care. We're all together. We're all eating shit together, and we understood that because we had to sit there and wake up and go to sleep looking at each other. We knew. It was Whatever's whatever. But as an adult, I have experienced people who are being like, yeah, well, you're just a stupid cracker. And I'm like, that is hilarious. Am I like Ritz? Because I got a little tan. This Italian in me keeps me tan. I must be a Ritz. Gotta be. And then they get pissed. They're like, no, you need to be offended by that. I'm like, sorry, I'm just not built that way. Not built that way. Just not. Yes. Oh, 10 Man So was born a woman? Alright, thank you for letting me know. I was curious. Yeah, out there being all crazy with their hoo-ha and stuff? I don't know. Hair juicer, I heard about the leaked flight log, but I was told, well, I wasn't told specifically, but I read over and over again that flight log is not real. That is like a phony list put together that people were claiming was the flight log, but it wasn't actually the flight log. But who knows? They're trying to say the same thing about the manifesto, right? And that was something that I just remembered right now on the video, and I failed to point it out, so I'm gonna see if I can find it really quick before moving forward. On the video, they actually do kind of cite Crowder. They never talk about him. They never say who did the leak, who read it out loud, all this stuff, right? Like, you didn't hear any of that. It was just the point that the manifesto was leaked is a big, scary problem. If you look down in the bottom in those little yellow words, it says Mug Club Undercover. That's it. That's the source. That's the citing. That's the only credibility that Crowder got for uncovering the manifesto and all that stuff. Instead of bringing that dark-haired woman on there for whatever she does or whoever the hell she is, they should have just brought Crowder on. That's what they should have did. But they wouldn't do that because they'd have to silence him, and as far as I could tell, he's not going to play that game. It's the whole point that he's boosting Rumble right now is because he doesn't have to be silenced. And so that's most likely why they didn't bring Crowder on to talk about the leaked manifesto, because that could have really boosted their ratings if they would have thought about that. But I think they're too worried about censorship. And so instead they brought that dark-haired woman on who doesn't know shit about shit, and nobody cares about her opinion because nobody knows who she is. But anyways, I digress. That was just a little thing. By the way, this is brought to you by Mug Club. I'm like, oh, I see what you did. I see what you did. They're too scared to bring up Crowder. I thought that was funny. Hair juicer, it's like 2,000 pages long. The flight list leak is. Hair juicer is all handwritten names. Yeah, what I saw wasn't handwritten names. So maybe you got the real deal. You could. Let's see, reading through. Crystal's chicken and a biscuit. What does that mean? I got to be careful reading this stuff out loud. Somebody had an interesting name one time when I was gaming on the live, when we had just started the gaming live, and somebody came in and was like, "What's up?" And I was like, "Hey, what's up, username?" But their username was actually a racist slur. And I'm like, yo, it's day 2 of the gaming channel. You're trying to get me banned. Like, I was just trying to say hi, but their name was actually, it was a slur. And I had to Google it because I was like, there's something catchy about that person's name. There's something there. And I looked it up. I was like, oh, that's a slur from like the 40s. Like, oh, I didn't know. I didn't know. Apparently YouTube didn't know either because they let that person make their username that. I'm not going to read it out loud. Maybe I'll tell you guys what it is later, but it's no good. Sometimes I get tricked. Yeah, I appreciate you, Astral Hammer. We would have showed KJP if we had time, but I just didn't have time for her nonsense. If she was a little bit more entertaining, I'd be bent out of shape about it. If she was like Jen Ball, Saki funny, then I'd be kind of bent out of shape that we couldn't show the press briefing today. But as long as they're talking about the Middle East and a bunch of shit that I don't care about, nah. Didn't even feel that she wasn't here today. I mean, and I always want to say this. I don't want bad things to happen to anybody. I want everyone to be happy and whole. So when I say I don't care what's going on in the Middle East, I mean it in a way as I mind my own damn business. I care that people are being hurt in the world, and I don't want that. So, like, just to be clear here, so we're all on the same page. I don't want people to be hurt anywhere. But as long as we're still suffering here, I'm worrying about here first. Until we fix things here, this is top priority to me. America. MU, I'm Graham. Is that what it is? I'm Graham Cracker. I'm just a little tan, not quite a Ritz. A little sweet, right? Graham Crackering it. I like that. I like that. I'm getting some shirt ideas here. My goodness. Cricket Kiss. Bill Gates is a satanic globalist piece of shit. Filth monster against humanity. Absolutely. I haven't seen anything that says otherwise. Like, what he did with the internet early on was so smart, so clever, but now he's doing it to humanity. You know, he did the whole computer thing, and they were like, you know what would make a lot of money is if there was a threat. Well, what kind of threat? Well, let's make some viruses. Well, why would we do that? Because then we can sell cybersecurity. They were like, oh, that's so smart. And so they started doing that crap. Like, oh, but now they're doing it to us. They're like, well, we got them all together and they're staring at their devices. Let's make them sick and then sell them some medicine. Like, holy, what a bastard. What a bastard. Let's see. Speedy Girl, her born name was Aubrey, and she kept yelling about us dead naming her after she died because she, yeah. Well, and I remember that they were like, they're misgendering her and she ain't even here. And I'm like, because you guys care about it and we don't. We don't. Jesus, Crystal W. I can't read that out loud, but that was so funny. You're hilarious. That is awesome. What's up, AJ? Happy freedom. She was born in Aubrey, but changed to an Aiden. I gotta be careful what I say. YouTube's watching, but man, the funny things I could say to all of that. DCAT, you know the government's lying to us about been lying to us the whole time about everything. They couldn't tell us the truth if they were paid to. If they told us the truth at this point, we wouldn't even believe it. They cried wolf too many times. And they're like, wolves are coming. We're like, please, let them come. Like, you keep telling us to be scared. We've been scared for a millennium now. So, like, come on. Bring on the wolves. We're ready for it. Been ready forever. We say that until something actually happens. Then it's like, damn, remember that case of water we were supposed to pick up? Fuck that up, didn't we? I don't want bad things to happen, but I'm sure tired of them crying wolf. I will say that. Astral Hammer, did you hear that? Jeff Mack doesn't care. There are seriously people out there like that. Like I told you, the one guy who's like, you don't even stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Well, you wouldn't see my hand on my heart if I did, okay? You'd be too busy staring at this bulge. You'd be like, what is that? Is that against community guidelines? It's just sitting on the table looking at me. Like, nah, you don't want me to stand up. Not right now. I'll tell you. Sometimes people just make me laugh. Snooks, yeah, thanks for letting everybody know. If you missed the beginning of the show, we do have the Orange Eagle today, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. He's in someplace in Florida, but it's an actual Trump rally. So it's the good stuff. It's the real good stuff. And we'll be covering that, like I said, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. In all the usual places. Everywhere except for YouTube. Because, you know, they like to shoot themselves in the foot and censor everything. It's not my fault. It's their fault. Ohio Kyle, the government even fucked up gas cans. I know, they just mess everything up. The government messes everything up. And they have all the power to do things to make our life better. And they just don't. They just don't. Have you ever noticed that dealing with the government is a lot like being in a toxic relationship? You know, you get off work and you check your phone, you got 15 shitty messages from the person you live with, and the whole way home you're just driving there and you're like, oh, they're going to say this and I'm going to say that. And then they're going to do this because they always do this. And it drives me crazy and they know it. And blah, blah, blah. And then you get home and you're like slamming the door and you're like, I'm ready to take on this bullshit that they're going to give me. And then you ever realize that you're thinking about the government and you get that same pit in your stomach? You're just like, oh, I know they're going to fuck it up because they just fuck everything up. I hate that. I'm in a toxic relationship with the government. I seen someone making a video yesterday who was like, our government is sending money overseas so murder can happen and things like that and, you know, whatever is happening. And they're like, I don't even want to pay taxes anymore because it's like I'm being blamed for the bad stuff happening overseas because we're funding it, because we pay them, they take the money, and they do bad things with it. And so it's like we're funding them so they can fund other people to do bad things. So it's kind of like it's our fault, and I don't want to pay taxes anymore. And I'm like, even Blue Team doesn't even want to pay taxes anymore because it's just so fucked up. And it's like, oh my God. The government sucks. I'm not anti-government, but we need to hit the redo button because we got a bunch of clowns up there that are so corrupt. They're so corrupt. There could be 10 of us in a room voting whether or not to remove everyone from the government. Every one of us out loud goes yes, and the government pulls up the results and goes, nope, I guess we're going to keep going because everybody voted no. And we're all looking at each other like, hold up, there's only 10 of us in here. We all had our hands in the air. Government's like, nah, you guys need to leave, otherwise you'll be considered domestic terrorists. I'm like, okay. We just leave. That's what it feels like right now. We're right there. Let's see. Hair juicer, there's a guy with a gamer tag, Xbox turn off. Effing hilarious watching people say his name and kicking, wait a minute, what is this? And getting kicked from the game. So yeah, we'll see if I just did that to some people. Hopefully I didn't, but that is really funny. It's the same thing with the Google units. It's like they can't ever hear you unless you say, hey, keyword, which is how I phrase it to keep them from listening to me. But there's commercials for Google where that's how they start. It's like the commercial comes in, it's like, hey, Google. And then all my units in the house get set off. And I think that's done strategically. I think those ads that are like, hey Siri or hey Google, I'm just screwing with all you hooligans right now. But I think those ads that do that are done on purpose to trigger your unit in your house or units that can hear it so they can do analysis to see how many units are out there in the world who get pinged off of these advertisements and stuff. I think it's done strategically. That's just something I've just kind of kept in the back of my head, but it just made me think of that hair juicer. Let's see. Hair juicer, that's a good analogy. I bet she bought some makeup with the credit card again. Damn it, she bought a fucking car. I guess. Yep, it is like that. I'm telling you. I'm not anti-government, but man, we got a toxic ass relationship and we could do better. You know, we deserve it. We deserve it. Anyways, moving forward, we got this next video here titled Michigan Town Votes Out Local Government After China Affiliated Plant Was Approved. This is a win. This is sort of a win. It's a win up front at face value, but there is some complications with the whole deal because the CCP factory's already been approved. So now they need to figure out how to undo that. And right now they don't have a local government. Kind of like what happened with the chair. They didn't have a speaker. They couldn't do any more processing, couldn't send any more money overseas. So they had to figure out the chair first. And that's kind of where this is heading.
Well, now continuing coverage of Election Day 2023. People from one town in Michigan are using their votes to get rid of their entire board.
Jim Chapman, 498. Jason Cruz, 740.
And those cheers erupting as voters heard the results. The move was all due to the board previously allowing a company with international ties, specifically China, to break ground in their town. Senior national correspondent Brian Enton was there.
This is really a story about small town America versus China, and in this case, small town America won. Green Charter Township, Michigan. They basically took out their entire local government last night in a recall election. They took out the entire town board because they were upset the board had voted to greenlight a Chinese-affiliated electric vehicle battery manufacturer, a massive plant with plans to come to town. It upset the citizens. They organized. They had this recall election, upset with the board members who okayed the project, and they were able to take the entire board out.
We want everyone to have a voice and not have any of the secrecy anymore. This whole thing that went down with Goshen was horrible from the first go round. And like I said, the people have spoken.
So exactly what happens from here out is kind of unclear because Goshen, the Chinese affiliated company, has the land. They signed a development deal with the previous board, but now the new board will be in place who is against the project. What that means, how they'll be able to slow or stop the process, we're just going to have to wait and see. But still a big victory for the people in Michigan who have been fighting this Chinese affiliated plant. Marky?
Brian, thank you. We'll see who those new board members end up being. But this was kind of, we read this in the tea leaves for a long time. I mean, Brian has been visiting these board meetings for, months on end, and not one has been happy. So
the city councils of these various communities are saying, you know what, enough is enough. We should have a say. And unfortunately, there are times when it's just we don't have enough information about what these corporations are doing. They're very close to military bases quite often. So people are nervous.
Yeah, it's their own backyard.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. I'm sure there'll be some more follow-up to that. It's been a long run for that story. The first time we covered it, it was a board meeting, and it was taking place at nighttime, and the people in that town were screaming like, shame on you, and was like screaming into the microphone right at those board members' faces. And it's because the CCP affiliated factory, this battery factory for EVs, was supposed to come to town, and they're like bringing their own employees and everything. So this isn't bringing more jobs to Michigan or anything like that. And it is going to be a little bit of CCP right here in Michigan. And nobody wanted that. Nobody wanted that. I mean, I know a lot of people think Michigan is blue, but it's only the big corrupt cities. Everything else in Michigan is fairly red from what I've seen. And nobody wants that CCP here. Nobody does. And so they keep having these board meetings where everybody's upset. Everybody's saying, no, don't do this. And then they keep progressing. They keep moving it along, moving it ahead. And now they've approved it, so they're going to come here and they're going to start doing whatever it is they expect to do. But now they just voted the board out. They just did a clean wipe. That's kind of what we need to do. Could you imagine if we didn't have any federal government for a couple months because we had to reappoint people to be in the federal government because we just do a board wipe like that? I think we'd be all right. I think we'd be all right. We go a couple months without the federal government hovering over us, threatening that they're going to shut down and take, benefits away from Americans and all that kind of stuff. No more checks overseas for a few months. I think we'd be all right. We'll be all right. And then close the border down because we don't have federal agents that are allowing them through. No more $2,200 to them on an EBT card. No more iPhones. No more Jordans. No more Red Cross blankets. Just shut the doors on them. Hey, whatever's whatever. I think we'd be all right with that. But we'll see. We'll see with this whole Michigan thing. If Whitmer gets involved in it, and she will absolutely approve it. She's a terrible person. And people keep saying that she's running for POTUS. And that's no good. We cannot let her run the country. She will run us into the ground quicker than old man Walter could crap his pants. So we can't have nothing like that happening. We're going to read through the chat really quick. We got one more left. It's about Ivanka Trump, who's supposed to testify today. She may already have. But when I put the video on the schedule, there was nothing to see yet. She had just arrived in the courtroom. It was just footage of her walking. That's all there was. So I don't know if she's already testified. I don't know how any of that's gone. She may already be done. I assume it'll be like the rest of them. Get up there and just be like, I don't know anything. And then just get off the stand and be done. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But we'll cover this next video in just a moment. Here, Juice, you crack me up. Let's see. Cassandra, it's always nice to see a town get together and get shit done. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I could tell those are Michiganders. I don't know if Michigan clothes in the summertime is all black and in the wintertime it's Carhartts and jeans or what. Because it's like, I could tell by looking at them in that room when they're all celebrating after the vote or after the, the final count and all that stuff. And they're all like Carhartts and jeans. And I'm like, yep, those got to be Michiganders. I could tell by looking at them. Here, Juicer. Damn yes, that's fucking rad. Now arrest them. Yeah, they should be arrested for letting CCP come in here and purchase a little bit of America. Like, just nah, no good. You want a little piece of America, you're gonna have to migrate here. That's the only way. I'm kind of surprised that they don't just come in through the southern border and just set up shop. I mean, they probably are, but I'm surprised that we don't hear more of that, because they could just do that and it would probably save them a lot of money just to come in through the southern border and get some property and stuff. On top of that, they get a lot of tax breaks too. When you're doing taxes, they'll ask you, are you a woman? No, I'm not. Are you a minority? Not that I know of. And they're like, well, you're not getting any tax breaks. Okay, thanks. Thanks. Here's 40% of everything I earned for the year. That's how it goes. Let's see. 10-man, Nashville, Chattanooga, Knoxville, Memphis are trying to turn Tennessee purple. It's not going to happen. Liberal idiots. Yeah, from what I've seen from Tennessee's pretty red. But just like here, those big cities, they get a bunch of blue team idiots in there. And because of the way that we do our votes, those big cities just speak for all of us. And I hate that. Because I always tell people, oh yeah, I'm from Michigan. And then they're like, oh, that sucks. Why? We got 4 seasons. We have all kinds of stuff here to see. We got all kinds of things to do. We don't have a lot of big city and stuff like that. There's great things about Michigan. They're like, yeah, but they're blue. Only in those big cities that suck. The cities that you don't even want to go hang out in are the only blue parts of Michigan. Everything else is like where the fun stuff is. There isn't any blue people. It's all red team or people who just don't give a shit, which is just as fine with me. But yeah. And they do. They act like they speak for all of us, and I hate that. Let's read through really quick before we get to this last one. I got about 9 minutes. Zero, you're keeping me on track. I appreciate you, Zero. I get sidetracked very easy. DCAT, I hope the CCP will disappear. Oh, I can't say that out loud. They do it to the other political rivals. They could. And she's the kind of dope to do it too. To just, like the snake, like Trump says, when he's live, just let the snake in and then get bit and then be like, oh, well, what the hell? I'm like, what? You didn't know that was the CCP? Because we all did. That's why we're telling you not to let them in. You let them in. Now you're bit by the snake. Now what? Silly woman? Like Trump says. Actually, that's how Jesus spoke too. When I first started reading the Bible, when I was becoming a chaplain, I had to go through a lot of training and stuff. I was reading old Bibles, and it's like, and Jesus said, well, woman? Even speaking to his mother like that, and I was like, damn. I was like, Jesus used to talk like that? And they're like, you say it different than how it is read in the Bible. I'm like, nah, it says, well, woman, comma, well, woman. And they're like, no, you're putting emphasis on it that's not implied. I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's how Jesus spoke. I don't know. They didn't think I was very funny when I was becoming a chaplain, but I thought it was funny. I like to question things and all that stuff, and a lot of religious people don't like that, but I made my way through, and I enjoyed being a chaplain while I was doing it. Zero, no, you're good. You're good. You're keeping me on track here. We're going to cover this next video in just a second, and then we'll be doing the Pledge of Allegiance and wrapping things up. We would be playing the game today. Today was supposed to be the day that we were going to come back to playing the game because, all the car stuff and things have been happening, which I wrapped up yesterday. I went and saw the gold car, and we took everything. We took the gas cap off and everything. So, got that all wrapped up. We were supposed to play the game today, but instead, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, we will be covering the Orange Eagle everywhere except for YouTube. Ohio Kyle, you're cracking me up today. Lone Wolf, Wicked Witches of Western Michigan. That's something. I haven't heard of that. Ohio Kyle, I don't talk to devices, they listen instead. Yeah, my devices are always listening, especially if we have Trump on. I know he don't never say nothing about Google, but all of a sudden my units are just like bloop bloop, bloop bloop. I can hear him in the back room and everything. And I'm like, come on, I know ain't nobody talking to you. You hear Trump talking, and you want to know if he's at my house right now. That's what's going on. Oh, Kyle, I don't have Alexa. I know what you're talking about, but I don't have Alexa. And the Google thing, it just talked about Biden. That's all it does is talk about Biden. What's up, Marvin? Happy Freedom. Appreciate you being here. I see you, Dudden. Yeah, if you guys are on YouTube, you gotta make sure you're tagging my name, because the YouTube chat is the one I spend the least amount of time on, because YouTube abuses me. As much as I hate to say that out loud, they absolutely do. And so I don't really hang out on YouTube. I just light up over there because you guys are there. But really, you should be over on Rumble or DLive or Odyssey or Kick or Twitch or Twitter or jeffmaclive.com. Any of that would be better than YouTube. Just saying. Just saying. All right, hooligans, I am running out of time here. So we're going to cover this last one. It's titled Ivanka Trump set to testify in the civil fraud trial today. Again, she may have already spoke, and you guys may have already heard about this. I don't know. But when I put it on the schedule, she was literally just walking into the courthouse. All right, let's get it.
Let's move on to this. The ongoing fraud trial against President Trump continues today in a New York courtroom after his 2 adult sons took the stand just last week. It's now his daughter's turn. Ivanka Trump is set to testify later on this morning. At issue here is a Manhattan apartment that she once rented with her husband and was offered to purchase. Dre Clark joins us live outside that courthouse in Manhattan with more. Dre, good morning.
Marquis, good morning. Another big day here at the courthouse in Lower Manhattan after her father testified, and it was very contentious on Monday. Ivanka Trump is next to take the stand. She is a former executive vice president at her father's real estate company. She was head of development and acquisitions, including bank loans. But unlike her 2 brothers, Don Jr. and Eric Trump, she is no longer named in this lawsuit. In June, an appeals court dismissed her from the case, citing a lapsed statute of limitations. Now, since her father left the White House, Ivanka Trump relatively has been reclusive and staying out of the limelight after moving her family from the nation's capital to Florida. Ivanka filed a motion actually.
Look at the guy in the background.
Excused from testifying because she's a busy mother of 3 living in Florida, and coming to New York during the school week would be inconvenient. Her request was denied. So today, lawyers with the New York State Attorney General's office will question her about business and bank transactions, and also about the evaluation of an apartment she rented from the Trump organization that she was later offered to buy for $8 million. But after that did not happen, the apartment was later listed for 2.5 times that $8 million rate. The New York State Attorney General Letitia James is suing Mr. Trump and his 2 sons, Don Jr. and Eric, for lying about Mr. Trump's net worth and overvaluing some of their real estate holdings in order to get bank loans and better insurance premiums. Before the trial even started, though, the judge found Mr. Trump, his 2 sons, and other company executives liable for fraud. The Attorney General is asking the judge to make the Trumps pay a $250 million fine and ban the Trumps from doing business here in New York. The AG says Ivanka is still financially and professionally connected with the family business, so her testimony is both relevant and necessary. Now, Mr. Trump testified here at the courthouse on Monday, with many people calling that day very chaotic, some even suggesting he may have actually heard his case. That followed both Don Jr. and Eric Trump, who testified last week, saying that they had no direct involvement in any of the preparation or approval of any of those financial documents that are now being called into question as fraudulent. Meanwhile, after Ivanka Trump finishes her testimony today, the Attorney General plans to rest her case, and then Mr. Trump's legal team will have a chance to present their case before a judge, and they're expected to wrap up sometime in mid-December. Adrian?
Yeah, it's just, we're going to see how this all plays out, how long the appeal process takes. Thank you, Dre. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find new.
Yeah. Well, I assume it's going to be the same thing as all the other Trump kids. They're going to get up there. They're going to say, I didn't personally have any involvement in any of this stuff because I have enough money to hire people to do shit for me. So I hired people, they did it, I was there, I don't know anything. And that's the end. Then they're going to say, okay, and then they're going to ask her to step down, and they will have wasted everybody's time for another day. That's what I assume is going to happen. They act like she's going to be the one to roll over on Trump because she's been distancing herself from the MAGA stuff, and she moved out of D.C. when he was still in the office, and then blah, 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 blah. She has her own family. Like, maybe she just doesn't want to be subjected to everything that's going on, you know, around Trump. He's making his own decisions, and he's living with his own decisions, and maybe she just doesn't want to be a part of the gravitational pull. Okay, it's probably really hard to be super famous. Okay, I am very, very low, mild, barely any kind of sort of famous, and I have to deal with all kinds of shit. So I can't imagine being like the most famous person in the world or being related to him. So I don't think that those are signs of her being soft and folding on her dad. That's her dad. Okay, women love their dad. As long as they have a relationship, you ain't breaking it. Okay, you're not breaking that bond. Women love their dads just like men love their moms. It's just the way we're made. We are made that way. Unless something happens, that we don't know about, which obviously could be, I really doubt that she's going to roll over on Trump. Even if there was anything to be said. I assume she's going to say, I don't know. And that's going to be the end of that. Either way, that is all the coffee I had for you hooligans today. So I'm going to read through the chat one last time and see what everybody's saying about this last video. I'm going to drop the Linktree link to you guys, so if you would like to make donations, join membership programs, or purchase any merch to support what we do. We go live every day except for Sunday. We cover all kinds of live events. If you don't know what we do here, we do all the good stuff. We make the news suck less. We cover major events that are going on. We cover lives that are crazy and stuff like that. We go live every day except for Sunday. Sometimes we go live 2-3 times in a day. We do all kinds of great stuff, so definitely join up if you ain't already joined up to whatever platform you're watching right now. But if you would like to donate, join membership programs to get some benefits or get some cool hooligan merch, you're welcome to do so using the Linktree. But what I ask is that you actually join Gilded. Gilded is free and currently the best way to receive notifications every time we go live, no matter where we go live. So it's good to be a part of Gilded for the notification system. It's also full of hooligans that are keeping the conversation going 24/7. So if you'd like to go hang out with like-minded individuals and keep the conversation going in a chat kind of like you're in right now, that's another reason to go join up on Gilded. Also, we have a news board to keep you up to date with everything going on around the world. So if you're running solo, you don't really like mingling, but you still want to be up to date with everything, the news board alone is a really great resource and a great reason to be a part of Gilded. So definitely go join up. Like I said, it's free. You can access it from your computer. You can download the app on your phone to get notifications on your phone, however you prefer. We have hooligans that prefer either or both. I run it on my phone because that's where I'm happiest, but some hooligans prefer to use their computer. Also, if you're really feeling saucy, go and join jeffmaclive.com. Jeffmaclive.com is the home of the hooligans. It is the only place where we go live where we cannot ever be banned, okay? No matter what we say or do, we can never be banned on the website. You can watch the live there. You can hang out with the hooligans on our private social media. You have the ability to call, text, group call, video call, all that. Like, all forms of communication can be done through the website. It is the equivalent of all social media that you have ever been on, all mixed together onto one platform that is not censored. It is free over there. Now, I don't want you to do bad things. You try to break the law with my website, I will roll over on you. I'm not going down for you, so don't try and do that. Anything else goes, okay? Go over there and be free. You can click that link at the top of the link tree and get a free week. It's no strings attached. It's not a trial run. We're not going to charge your credit card. Just go check out all the cool stuff that we got going on over there. And if you do go get a free account, watch the live on there next time. Okay, tonight we're going to be live 7 p.m. with Trump. Okay, that's a great way to start it off over on jeffmaclive.com. Go get your free account right now. And at 7 p.m. when you get the notification either through the website or through Gilded, just show up on the website. Check out the live from there. Highest quality live video out of all the platforms. Best chat out of all platforms. You can post memes. You can post GIFs. We have custom emojis. You can post links. You can post everything. You can customize how your name and your chat appears in the chat box. I'm telling you, the website's the best of the best, and you can get a free week. Go check it out right now. All right, we're gonna read through the chat really quick. I should have left 3 minutes ago, but I just can't quit. I just love you hooligans too much. I'm gonna read through the chat really quick. We're gonna do the Pledge of Allegiance, and we're gonna wrap this up. Hair Juicer, the quality of the shirts is great. I wash in hot water. I don't even bother turning the shirt inside out. Well, I'm glad you dig it, Hair Juicer. I can't wait to order some new shirts. I got a good collection. You guys have seen me wear on a daily basis, but I can't wait. I'm going to purchase 4 or 5 new shirts, and I think 3 or 4 new hoodies with all the designs we have just added on. And just a reminder, we did just bring on a new shirt. Right here. This is our new 2A shirt. If you ain't seen it, this is what it is. 2A all day until I die. Let them know that you were standing all the way up for your Second Amendment. Bold statement, but I think it's time for it. So we just released that. You can find that in the merch store. It comes in shirts, tank tops, hoodies, zipper hoodies, stickers, coffee mugs. Whether you got boobies or you don't, we got shirts for you. So go check out everything on the merch store as well. Let's see, Rappy, what time does Trump speak? 7 p.m. Eastern time. And as many of you know, but maybe some of you don't, we don't just start the show when 7 o'clock hits, we're live. It doesn't work like that. When Trump is about to step on stage, that's when we go live. Everybody else, we don't really cover that. So if it's 7 o'clock and we're not live, don't worry. Okay, we're still going live. We just got to wait for the Orange Eagle to get on stage. We'll kick that live over and we'll be golden. Okay, let's see. Awesome, Miss Jamie. I'll check it out after the live. I gotta get going. With that being said, please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I always do. I always click the wrong button. Anyways, get that 2A shirt. All right, hooligans, that is that. I got to get running. I am 5 minutes late. I should have been walking out the door already. I appreciate all of you hooligans being here. Like I said, we will be live again 7 p.m. Eastern time everywhere except for YouTube. It's their community guidelines holding me back. Don't bitch about me on YouTube. Just come over to Rumble or jeffmaclive.com. The water's fine. So I appreciate all of you guys. Big shout out to everyone that made donations, joined the membership programs, or purchased any merch. I really appreciate all of you hooligans, and I wouldn't be able to do any of this if it wasn't for all of you. So thank you so much for all your support. I'll see you on the next live. Until then, stand tall, shine bright, and that's a wrap.